Hey, good evening. Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Well, thank you for watching, and I just want to encourage you to take a listen, got a little bit of information. We're going to be talking about the connection between financial success and inner peace. The different things, different ways that we look at financial success and inner peace, sometimes they don't always feel like they go together, but at the same time, they can. And so, my question to you is what role does success and spirituality play in your approach to money? I want you to think about that because what do you consider financial success? What about spiritual when it comes to money? Everybody has their own views. There's no right or wrong answers on this, but it's what we have learned as we were growing up and the mentors and our role models. That's where we learned what success looks like, what faith is, what religion is. This is all that we've learned as we're growing up, and we're learning from different people. Now, as you're thinking about that question, you may think those are two separate goals, and they're really not. They do interact with one another because you have to know what your financial goals are and whatever your faith is. You bring your spirit into this because they have to your values have to interact with one another. And you can have financial success without having inner peace. You can have the good job, you can have a hefty savings, you can have a good retirement plan, and you can have everything planned out. So, in case of an emergency, you've got that covered with no problem. You can have all of that in place and still have anxiety when it comes to your money. So I want you to think about what you're doing with your money. Do you feel like you are financial success? Do you feel like maybe you're almost there or maybe not at all? So when you're thinking about your own financial success, no matter how good or how bad you think it is, how has this affected you mentally and emotionally? How's this affected you working and interacting with other people? We have to learn really to understand what our own feelings and emotions when it comes to money. Because you may think that you have it all together, but deep down, when you're really searching inside, you realize that you don't have it all under control, that you are worried about it. You need balance, and that is not easy to achieve because you do have to plan it out. Let me tell you a story about Michael. From an early age, Michael had dreamed to, to achieve what we call the American dream. He worked hard, he saved diligently, and he made smart investments. And eventually, all of his efforts, they paid off. And he found himself married with children and a dog and a house. He had a healthy retirement. He had a big bank account, and that any weather, any storm, he could handle it as far as financials. On the outside, Michael had everything that symbolized success. However, as Michael was learning his journey through his financial success, it wasn't without sacrifice. He had given up some simple pleasures. He had missed family gatherings. He has skipped vacations. How many of us do that? And sometimes we even lose touch with old friends. He was so focused on securing his financial future that he couldn't really truly enjoy the present. He's so worried about having that security. So, despite his apparent success, he found himself consumed with stress and anxiety. He worried about every penny that was spent, constantly afraid that he might lose what he worked so hard to get. It was as if the weight of the wealth weighed heavy on his heart. And one day, he was sitting on his porch in front of his house, and he started reflecting. And he was watching these group of children that were playing, and their laughter, it echoed through the air. He felt a pang of longing for the carefree days of his own childhood. How many of us do that now? We think about sorry about that, how much that long for the childhood. And in that moment, he realized that life was passing him by in pursuit of the American dream. It had left him disconnected from the simple joys of life. So he began to reevaluate where his priorities. He started spending more time with his family and his friends, cherishing those moments and sharing new memories. And he definitely took a well deserved vacation, gaining fresh perspective on his own life. He also gave back to his community. He began to volunteer and donate to charities. And in giving to others, he found a sense of fulfillment that money alone could not provide. So these patterns and behaviors and the emotions that we have surrounding money, just like Michael, we all have those. Whether if it is afraid of losing what we've worked so hard for, or if we just give away too much and we give away so much that it's not securing our own financial future. So, does this sound like anybody you know? Does it sound like you? I have met both men and women that is similar to Michael. And one of the things that I have learned as I've been going through my own through my own coaching, that there are so much emotions that are tied to money that sometimes we don't even realize. And we all have these certain patterns and behaviors and emotions, no matter how successful we are. So I want you to think about this. What are your own behaviors, emotions? I know a lot of us, when we start getting that depression, sometimes if we go out and do a little bit of shopping, we always feel that much better because it's that dopamine. It's that feel good hormone that kicks in. And sometimes it gets to be into a pattern. So we've got to get down to the root of what's really causing it. And I want to encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments as you're watching the replay. So, for those of you that are watching the replay, thank you very much. Go ahead and put in your questions or comments about what we have talked about. And I want you to think about if you're in the constant mode of achieving that American dream, that you're always working and you're afraid of losing what you've earned, what have you given up to have financial success? Ask yourself that question. What have you given up? And is it worth it? Is it time for you to reevaluate your priorities, your values? Now, if you're ready to start achieving that balance between your financial balance and the inner peace, I mean, it's possible. So if you are ready to start and try to figure out what your behavior patterns are, go ahead and take our money quiz. You can take the money quiz at lhpventures.com/money quiz. This will give you an idea of what you're working with. You'll know where you're at, and you have to know where you're at so you can know where you want to be at. Just because you think you know where you're at doesn't mean that's really where you're at. So feel free, take the money quiz. Once you've taken the money quiz, go ahead and click on, there's a button in there too for to set an appointment with me, and we'll discuss your results of this. You dig a little deeper in what it really means. So again, I want to say thank you for watching. I do have a couple of announcements I want to share. One, I do have an upcoming webinar that's going to be in August. There will be additional information coming out on it, and it's called Understanding the Psychology of Money for Personal Revolution. And again, just kind of keep your eye out for more information on that. Also, want to say we are having a Matrix of Leadership Conference of 2023. That is in October the 12th through the 14th, and it is in South Carolina. It's at the Beach House Resort, Hilton Head, South Carolina. It's going to be on the beach. I am so excited. We're going to have so many great speakers on that. And I have, let me put the website on there. I had the privilege of hosting a workshop. I get to speak at the on a workshop there. And we have so many different speakers from digital marketing to how to put your business in place, business questions. This is a leadership. So if you are in a leadership role at your job, then you need to join us here, because not only will you get some refreshing for yourself, you'll be able to get some relaxation and have a little fun. And even if you're a business owner, please take the time. I know sometimes we get so busy in our own job and in our own business that we forget that we need to feed ourselves. So go ahead and go to the website, lhpventures.com/matrix leadership 2023. I want you to join me there because this is going to be an awesome, awesome program. And again, I want to thank you for those that are watching live and for those that are watching the replay. If you found this to be any good information, please like and share this so others can see this, because even if it's not something that you may need right now, it could impact somebody else. So I want to leave this with you. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you can have lived and lived well." Until next time, thank you.